A beautiful July 4th. It is Friday, Financial Freedom Friday, and the day we celebrate our country's independence. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. Today is going to be a short Friday wrap-up. But I want to point out that with it being July 4th, I hope you are celebrating our country's freedom and 250 years. For every one of you who are here, what a beautiful time. And 1776, when the Declaration of Independence was signed, I want to make mention, I was looking up the history, make sure I was remembering correctly, of the 56 men that signed the Declaration of Independence, 40 of them were wealthy. And they all did it knowing it might cost them their wealth or even their lives. But in order to attain freedom for themselves and for future generations and for us, they did it. And thank God they did. I want to point out two things just on this Financial Freedom Friday for you. Something that I ask myself very often is, how am I stewarding what I've been given? I share that. Well, what's that have to do with financial freedom? Because every one of us has 24 hours in a day. If you're in the U.S., my belief is you're in the greatest country on the face of the earth, and I thank God for that. And I have that belief, and I share that with you because it's the land of opportunity, and we're surrounded by so much incredible opportunity. And I often see people around me. If you go out and you look around, probably everyone who's watching this or watching the replay has seen people who you notice are wasting that potential, wasting that opportunity, and wasting the freedom. And you've probably heard it often said, freedom isn't free. And whether that is the 56 men signing the Declaration of Independence so we could have our freedom in this great nation, or whether you have the financial freedom, the business launch. Some of you have quit jobs, left jobs, and launched your own company in the face of opposition, dealt with challenges and said, but I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this because I'm called to greater. And I want you to know that business is not easy. Life is not easy. I know you know that, but this is your reminder to go after what you're called to go after, even when it's tough. So in this Financial Freedom Friday, while you're enjoying times, I hope, with fireworks and family and friends and all of the things, take a moment when time permits, between the meals, between the fireworks, between the grills. And first, thank God. Thank the veterans and those around us who have gave up things for our freedom. But then also look around at your life and say, I have 24 hours in a day. I have the opportunity to grow, to build more knowledge. We're in an information age. There's more knowledge and information available than there's been ever. At the touch of a button, go to ChatGPT and start looking up things. Spend a few minutes a day on it. Start watching what happens. I'll tie it back in. Again, very brief episode today. Probably going to go, 5-10 minutes at most. I just want to put a little bit of power pack inspiration. What are the action steps you are taking after the holiday, this weekend? What are you doing tomorrow, July 5th? What are you doing July 6th, 7th? What are you doing to move that needle forward and make sure that you are claiming your financial independence, your financial freedom, and being a good steward of the freedom and the gift that we've been given through generation, hundreds of years, generations passed down, people who were willing to give their life, give their livelihood, and give up everything so we could be free. And I want to be a good steward of that freedom, both speaking in the natural and the freedom of our country, and speaking in the term of finances and financial freedom, understanding wealth, understanding leverage, understanding building. What are the things we can do to be better stewards, to be better builders, to be better leaders, men, women, to level up for those people around us? So ask yourself that question. That's the challenge I want to give to us today. I was thinking back, whether it's spiritual freedom, mental freedom, so many times I was trying to imagine what the men, the 56 who signed the Declaration of Independence, what they might think if they were able to be here today, seeing the evolution, of course, being proud of where we are today in some ways, yet probably being overwhelmed with disbelief at the poor stewarding of the gifts that many of us use. And I consider myself a hard worker and somebody who looks for opportunity and jumps in with both feet, except those guys were next level. And so reflect today. Ask yourself, where is it that I'm headed? What is it I'm called to do? Who is it I'm called to help? How am I using the gifts? If you've got a laptop, if you live in the US, if you make actually over $35,000 a year, you're in the top 1 or 2% of the entire world in terms of wealth. So while it's easy to get caught in a loop of complaining or a loop of looking at or comparing, just take that moment of reflection and gratitude and ask God, how am I stewarding what I've been given? And how can I make sure that I am not only preserving freedom, but I'm forging a path forward that future generations can be proud of, and most importantly, that He can be proud of. So ask yourself that question today. I thank you for being here. I challenge you to enjoy your freedom, show extra gratitude today for your freedom, and ask yourself, what's the action I need to take? Am I living in the prison of my mind? Am I living in the prison of job or work, or surrounded by people who are not pulling out the best in me? Because who we're around and where we choose to go will greatly determine what happens in our life. So surround yourself by the greatest people. Give the people close to you some extra hugs. Tell them how much you love and appreciate them. And do inventory today. Do inventory on your circle. Do inventory on your calendar. Do inventory on your money. Are you taking the actions that's getting you to where you're called to be? Guys, thank you for being here today and every day. I appreciate you all. And I'll be back to Monday. We'll be back on Monday with Motivation Monday, Leo and I, and another power-packed session is the plan. All right, be blessed. Have a great weekend, and happy Independence Day.